Hello and welcome to the Divorced Dadvocate. I am Jude Sandoval and I am joined today by the founder of the Divorced, Broke, and Paleo YouTube channel, Randall Krongard. Randall, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much.
I really appreciate being on today. I love the title of your YouTube channel. I'm all of those things, so that's what caught my interest. I'm like, well, let's see. I'm divorced, been broke, yeah, and paleo. So, this is interesting. So, I appreciate that. I also want to. I just also before you get into your story a little bit, just want to say I really appreciate, your candid way in which you communicate with men and talk with men. I really found that very helpful in reviewing your videos. So thank you. And I'm always appreciative of other men that are helping other men, especially divorced fathers, get through some challenging times. It's a little bit challenging sometimes to find that support. So even just hearing a voice like yours is really fantastic. So thanks. And on that note, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got the YouTube channel up and going.
Right. So, been divorced about 5 years. I'm a filmmaker, anything with a camera in my hand, actor person. And like all of us in that field, we're always trying to do our own projects. So a bit of a, supernova flying through the sky doing my creative stuff. 2 kids who are now 13 and 15, 1 boy, 1 girl. Into fitness, into trying to eat right, don't always make that happen. And so about 5 years ago, the wife, now ex-wife, wanted out, okay? You'll never hear me say a bad word about this person. Maybe you will if I'm in a particularly bad space, but I just think it degrades your ability to move on. It's not classy. The kids, absolutely, with kids involved.
Yep.
And I was in like a foreclosed house. That's one of the things you learn is like how to survive. So I found a foreclosed on house by the beach. It was a $3 million house, and somehow I convinced the guy to let me live there for a year, paying $500 a month because I couldn't afford anything else. Again, it goes to the ability to survive. And regarding the channel, I'm an actor, so I like to be out there, and I just wanted to emote. I wanted to express myself. So that's how it started. The paleo started as a connection to CrossFit because, well, as we were talking earlier, I think the first thing you realize is how bad a shape you are in after going through this.
Yeah.
And you're just doughy and everything. So I got into CrossFit. Of course, it's the best place to find a divorce lawyer is to go to your local CrossFit because people.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
There's a lot of divorced people there. Okay, so
I thought you were going to say divorced women, but divorced lawyers are good
they
too.
might be there. Yeah. They might be there. Beautiful. I love them. So I just started sharing my story a bit, right? And then, bitching and moaning a bit about my circumstance a bit, and some people started to get on to the channel and liked it, and eventually I saw a real need, and to this day, we were talking before, I call it kind of the first 48 or first 72, how to get through that. We can sit back and 2 years ago I was divorced or 10 months ago I was divorced, and these are my philosophies. I'm talking about the poor bastards who had this dropped on them. Guys stationed in Iraq or the Philippines and it's done. My heart really goes out to the military. Or other people. What do you do that first weekend? Because, and that's what I was talking to, and it's what my focus is on. And I'll just wrap up with one quick thing. You definitely have friends and family and this kind of thing, but it's so easy to fall into an echo chamber or to be unhealthy because you have a reason to do it. And I don't think we're trying to pull people out of this and get them going onto dry land. So that's kind of a big answer to your quick question.
Yeah, that's a great point to start off with too, is, and I mention it quite often, is that it's fantastic to have friends, and I had a good friend that helped me through it, and to have somebody to talk to and just get things out. But family and friends don't always have the best advice for you. So, if you can afford to get professional help, that's great. If not, find groups or places like this that you can reach out to and talk to people. Because if the advice is let's go drinking, probably, they probably mean well, want to help you out, but it's probably not the best thing to be doing right away in the beginning. And, I agree with you. I get the most outreach from men that are maybe just going through it, or just have finished the divorce, or are going through those first months or year with kids, and trying to figure out how to do that alone, how to parent, how to co-parent, all of those incredible amounts of challenges. And it's a huge lifestyle change, and it takes a lot of focus. And so on that note, we both share a passion for fitness, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about what men can do immediately, and give some practical ideas around fitness and what you can do in getting together with getting together a plan for getting yourself healthy and fit. Because I know that I have found, if I do not stay maintained on my fitness and my health regimen, that I can feel the mental and emotional changes, which then translates into just things not going as smoothly in the house with my kiddos, because I might be tired, I might be lethargic because I didn't eat right, or I didn't get my workout, and I don't have, there's all these physical benefits to exercising. But I think the thing that we don't talk about a lot is there are mental, emotional benefits that are huge in doing that. And when you're going through something as challenging as this, having that mental and emotional stability through exercise and working your body, I think is huge. Speak to that a little bit, and then let's talk about maybe first tip of what we can do when you're going through things, when you're starting to make that changing with the divorce.
Right. So I really appreciate your focus on real world stuff, like stuff you can hang your hat on, and I'll probably end up answering the second question first.
Okay.
To me, it's a bit of a holistic, philosophical fitness approach, and by that I mean, first off, I think when you get hit by it, I think you do have to have some compassion. If you want to go drinking, I think do it. Let some steam off.
Sure.
Go dancing, go be an idiot. I mean, I was at like a Broadway show, Jello shotting.
I'm sure we've all got some stories, right? Yeah, okay.
It was like a movie where he's like,
let's just make that the minority of the time, and the fitness the majority of the time. How's that?
Right. So you blow off some steam. But I knew intrinsically I just needed to do that. I knew it had a time limit. Obviously, you don't want to go off on a curve, but have compassion. Give yourself a little room to let off some steam. And
sure.
Then whatever you can surround yourself with, like I'm in the film business, right? So to me, I was constantly watching Rocky scenes, like when he's talking to his son. You guys who are watching this, seen this, or on the beach with Adrian, I watched that. My mantra in the beginning was from Raging Bull, where he's like, you can't take me down, Ray. So I had a little chip on my shoulder that I wasn't going to let her or the situation sink me. Now, I drew it up and got a little dramatic with it, but it's a dramatic situation, so you want to handle that. Go, if you like poetry, if you like music, whatever, surround yourself with that. Good friends. That's where you start. But understand, particularly in this beginning part, the wolf is always at the door. The great conversations, the music, the scenes, that's going to, at midnight when you lay down to go to sleep, it's just you. And that's where I think your great point comes in with the exercise.
Yep.
We have to start doing things we did before, getting back into them, or paving a new path. And that encompasses diet and exercise. And like I've said, my mantra is cold showers if you can.
Yeah.
One, clinically it's shown to do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
What I used to do is I would literally take a nice warm shower and then I hit it cold. I wanted to toughen myself up, and it became a metaphor for this whole thing,
right,
where things are cool and then you smash in the face. And then anything you can do. I started out literally doing a few burpees. All right. And there's a great guy on the internet, Iron Wolf. He's a Marine, and he has these burpee challenges, 100 a day. He's doing.
Oh man,
I went.
Those are brutal.
So I was literally flopping on my mat the first 1, 2, but dude, in a couple weeks, I'm like bang, 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 and it does help. To your point, to get physically there, but don't let that be an impediment. I don't care if you're doing 3 push-ups a day, an hour apart. Do something, and as you said, you will see that come to fruition. You're going to start to change. If you can get to a CrossFit studio or whatever you got going on, go there. But the physical is a huge part.
Yeah, so I think the first thing that I heard from you, which I'm a firm believer, is creating that environment. So creating that environment that is conducive to your success, and in this case, the success is getting to your workout, and like whatever like what you just said, whether that's you're just starting slow, and you're going to create an environment conducive to getting out of bed in the morning. So that would look like, all right, I'm setting an alarm. The alarm's across the room. So I got to actually get out of bed. And then I've already prepared what my workout is for that day. So maybe you're not at a gym. Maybe you can't afford a gym. Maybe you're not going there yet, but you're going to get out of bed, and in your bedroom, you're going to do 100 push-ups, or maybe you're going to start with 20 push-ups, right? And you're going to do 20 sit-ups, and you're going to do some jumping jacks, and maybe you do some burpees, and maybe you find what that workout's going to be, and you set up the environment for what your workout is, and then you do it, and you keep doing it. And I think for me also a second part to that is, if you can, find an accountability partner, because it's real easy to walk across, turn off that alarm, walk back into bed and be like, you know what, nobody's watching, I'm going back to bed. and have somebody that you're regularly checking in with, because that's and that provides the support that we need on the ongoing basis.
I couldn't agree more. It's a great point, because when you said accountability partner, that lives outside of your college roommate or your best friend at work or your sister or whatever, who are great people and you need them. But what you really need is someone like you or me, or like, hey man, hit it.
Right.
You have to hit it today. And the other thing that comes at it is I think a lot about the two minds, the mind that takes you to work and you figure out how to navigate that, then the mind, the intuitive mind, the subconscious, whatever. This is a time for that. It's not so much get out of here, because there's nothing good going to come out here. You're in a firefight right now. You're in the trenches. You got to get down into your spirit, and the exercise, clears that air and gets you to that second mind, if you will.
Right.
That's what I found.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that I've found that has been a fun way to keep this going is trying to gamify this. And I read this from a psychologist named Benjamin Hardy, and he talks about creating ways to positively gamify it. So maybe so what I did with my daughters, this whole COVID thing came on, and my gym shut down, right? And gyms across the country have shut down. So what I did is I went online and bought a workout video. And so we're doing the workout video, and then I said to my daughters that we're going to do it all together, right? Because we're all cooped up in the house. But then I created an incentive around, like, if we do this and if I do this, then we're going to have a cheat day at whatever interval. I'm going to take you out to dinner, to wherever we want to go to dinner. And then, so then that keeps us accountable, but it also keeps us accountable for like being successful, because you can gamify that too and say like, oh, if I don't do it, I'll pay you $100. But then they're rooting against you. You want to do something that's positive, something that gets them to say, yeah, come on, Dad, you could do it. And I got to say, there's mornings where I got out of bed and I was like, dang, I just don't want to do it. And it's my 14-year-old's already there, you know, in the living room, ready to go. I'm like, yeah. And you know, and the offshoot of that we're not even talking, that we're not going to talk about, but we could at another time, is that, you know, modeling for our kids, you know, what modeling that behavior. When we were chatting about that a little bit offline, modeling that behavior for our kiddos, that, all right, this is what we need to do in order to be living a healthy lifestyle. And we need to just be doing this in general because this is what our bodies need. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a whole nother Pacific Ocean to talk about kids.
Right. Yeah.
But I think the important thing is, as Bruce Lee said, action is the high road to success. And in this case, the high road to getting out of that rut. You know, and again, my focus tends to be on that first 72 hours. Those people who've had this dropped in their lap can take a little bit, but you have to just get in action somehow. With the accountability, I think is great. And have your mantra, have your scene in your head, something to keep going, because it is easy. You know, especially a great point, it's kind of segueing to is, when with my son, especially with COVID, I think dads are getting shellacked by this.
It's rough.
We can't see our kids, and I haven't been able to see my kids or have them over. Last night, man, I just ate a whole box of oatmeal raisin cookies. I haven't done that in 5 weeks. I've been pretty good on sugar, but that set me off because I didn't do a good job of knowing that's my trigger. It's helpful to see triggers like. The bomb gets dropped around the holidays a lot, right?
Right.
And the bombs drop. Number one, you're going to some event and you're getting divorced, that whole thing. And then you have a long weekend or vacation coming and you're not going to pick out the tree or going Thanksgiving. You're home. Kids aren't with you. I had that experience. Suddenly you're home 5 days alone. Nobody's around because they're traveling.
Yeah.
You got to think about that. Those weekends will crush you.
Yeah,
and your exercise is fantastic.
That's a great point. You know, and that's just an extension of controlling the environment around the eating component of it. So we're talking. You know, I talked about the controlling the environment and setting yourself up for success in just getting out of bed and controlling your environment in food. So maybe not have the stuff that you know is going to trigger you. For me, it's chocolate, like chocolate and any sweets, man. And so I don't have them in the house because I guarantee you come like about 9 o'clock at night, I'm in the pantry and I'm looking for something sweet. And if I don't have them there, it doesn't go in my mouth and it doesn't go in my body. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it, and I control that environment because I know that's my trigger and it's my weakness, and that can go for anything. You know, now that takes a little bit of soul searching and self-awareness to know what it is, and while you're going through all this stuff, it's really tough. And it's not to say, hey, don't eat chocolate or don't go have that drink or don't do anything, but just know what it is and if it's going to be a problem for you. Because then that's when you get into the excesses, which can really happen at this time. And I'm speaking from experience, okay? Because, you know, I mentioned my friend, he's like, let's go have fun. Let's do, you know, you need to take your mind off stuff, and great. But I'll tell you, all it did was it distracted me from really needing to let what was coming up, come up, deal with them, have the emotions, have the feelings. And instead I was just, you know, not focused on that, just really trying to put it aside and not let that pain come up, not let those difficulties, you know, be addressed initially. And it's hard. I mean, that's really hard. And I think that's one thing that a lot of us get into, a lot of men get into, is getting distracted from what's going on in some sort of, you know, something, whatever it may be.
No, really good point. It brings up the idea of diet in a holistic way. The physical diet of eating, the emotional, mental diet. if you find yourself bad mouthing her, you do what you want. I mean, you can bad mouth her, but I would say, what does your gut feel like after you do that? Do you feel energized and light and like there's light at the end of the tunnel, or do you feel like crap? Negative thinking. Again, my go-to mantra is like, you're not taking me down, Ray. You're not. Now that was in the beginning and sounds a little silly, but it got me through those first couple weeks. And then I don't want to carry that through forever. And eventually I moved on to, I want to be the best I can be, and for my kids to see that. And that's no BS. I mean, when you have kids, it's a whole nother thing. And this diet of positive thinking really has to come into play, because they'll see everything. They see through it. And especially if you outwardly express negative things about the situation.
Oh yeah, that's it's a great point. It's a little bit off topic, but I think it's a good one to continue to bring up with men, because it's very challenging to just stay positive and not badmouth your ex. It's not. It will do absolutely nothing. And like you said, if you really feel into yourself what you feel like after you've done it, you're not going to feel better. I mean, it might initially, like when you're blurting something, but here's the other thing that it does is it absolutely mentally and psychologically damages your children, because your children identify themselves in some part from both you and your ex. So you're basically insulting them by insulting your ex. And so just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's hard to do. If you need to go vent about that to somebody else, do it to somebody else and talk to somebody else about it. Don't do it in front of your kids. It's just absolutely damaging. But I mean, we could talk about all the psychology around that. The other thing that you mentioned that I'd love to touch on is, so the environment, creating that environment, conducive to success, and then creating a routine. You talked about the cold shower thing. I found this about 2 years ago, man. And I tell you, in the beginning, it was just not fun. But now, every morning, the cold shower, I'm like, this is great. And it's, it's a physiological thing. It changes your body and your brain and how it's working. So when you do this first thing in the morning, it really, and for me, it was the same thing. Like what I have read and what I've experienced is that what it does is you're creating kind of an uncomfortable situation for your entire body. And if you can get through that, your mind's like, yeah, I can do anything.
Right.
So you get out of the shower and this isn't conscious. It's just subconscious. Like, I just got through that. It was really uncomfortable, and I can do anything the rest of the day. And so morning routines, I think, are really, really fantastic. That may or may not include your workout, but creating a morning routine that allows you to be successful for the rest of the day. For instance, so for me, I've been meditating for years. It's a part of my life, and I need to do as much as I need to exercise. So my day before I look at a cell phone or do anything is taking time with getting just my thoughts together and doing a brief meditation in the morning. Some people journal. I've just not ever been able to really grasp that journaling. You mentioned it. It's a really fantastic way to get your thoughts out that might not be able to verbalize. Some people will get up and start writing out their days and their dreams and their goals. There's a lot of resources online for journaling that I think it would good, as well as meditation too. Lots of apps around meditation, journaling as well. And then I do the exercise, and the exercise thing for me is good to be able to get out of the way and have accomplished something and say, yeah, I feel good. My body feels good. And then the cold shower. You mentioned those rocky motivational things. I have a bunch of different motivational things that I listen to in the shower when I'm getting ready. So I'm creating this like state of mind of how I want to feel for the rest of the day in the first hour to 2 hours that I'm getting ready to go for my day. How about you? Share with us some ideas also, some other ideas.
Well, I'm doing online. There's these Navy SEALs guys started this program, SEAL Fit, and they have this
cool
tip of the spear program. And somehow I started doing that. My brother was in the team, so I kind of gravitated to that. It's pretty intense. They're very focused on accountability partners.
Yeah.
About physical fitness is nuts with them. And then there's just going through philosophy of life and a lot of breathing and meditation. So my morning routine and evening routine, I'm definitely tweaking those. I didn't really have one before other than kind of throwing out some push-ups or what have you. But anything you can do that you can hold on to, because your world is shifting in this stage of divorce. Even now, man, you know, as you go through life, you're still connected, especially.
That's a great point too. Be flexible. Because like I said, with this whole COVID thing, gym shut down, you got to find a way, because it's incredibly important, and you can find a way. You know, the online SEALs thing, that is a really cool thing. There's, you know, if you don't have a physical person or a friend or family member that can be an accountability, there are all kinds of online accountability places like Beachbody, the SEALs one, other places that you can register, log in. Some of them are free, some of them are membership, but create that that accountability as well. So
right, and I think it's important. We're not talking about being like a world-class athlete. You might be a little overweight or older, younger, whatever, and not used to it. All we're telling you is 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, 5 squats. That's it, man.
Absolutely.
1, just something every morning, and then let the process work for you. Yeah. And
yes, that's absolutely. And 5 is going to turn into 6. It's going to turn into 7, and then 8, and then you're going to and then it's just going to compound upon itself. And then what you're going to find is not only is your exercise routine compounding on itself, but other things in your life are compounding positively on themselves. And you may not even consciously know it, but it will start from you doing that for yourself every single day at some point.
Right. And I don't know how to word this, but it goes into what your why is, what happened in the relationship. And I'm not looking at a negative thing, but something happened. We're not talking about glossing over things or distracting yourself. We're talking about making yourself healthy and strong to build a new chapter in your life. And it's worth mining the past, when you're ready, what happened, not like, I screwed up or she did this, not that crap, but I can see I could have been better, kinder, more in tune with her. I could have been a better husband, and I want to learn from that. And the next woman is going to be very fortunate because of all the lessons I've learned. Yeah. That doesn't mean it's like, it's all this kind of stuff, but you want to go there. You need to go there at some point.
Absolutely. That's a great point. I think that's a great point to finish on too. So let's just briefly review. Create an environment conducive to your success and create a routine that allows you to continue to do this on an ongoing basis. And I think the third one we threw in there just at the end is be flexible and find different ways. Be flexible, also be compassionate with yourself and figure out ways to do it, but make sure that you get it done because the benefits are going to be enormous.
Agreed. Thank you so much. It's
awesome. So Randall, tell us where people can find you, reach out to you, and support what you're doing.
Well, I'm on YouTube, Paleo Broke, which I don't even remember that site. You'll post it.
Divorce Broke and Paleo.
Divorce Broke and Paleo. I love it. On YouTube. I throw up some videos there. We have a little community, but your program's great. It doesn't matter as long as people feel like they're supported. It doesn't matter where they go or, what vehicle that is.
Absolutely. Well, great. I appreciate you being on. My website is The Divorced Advocate. You can find a podcast on any major podcast provider. The YouTube channel is divorcedadvocate.com. And Randall, if you'll send me that SEALs link, I'm going to put that in the notes below. I'll put the Beachbody one in the notes below and any other resources that we talked about. Please go to Randall's page and like it and subscribe and leave some comments for him and I. And thanks for everybody listening. And Randall, take care.